The state ball to celebrate the birth of the West African Republic went largely according to plan. The electricity supply, for once, was unfaltering, and the fireworks actually exploded. Thanks to the expertise of Colonel Poker Ramsden, an ex-sapper who specialized in such occasions, the wind of change blew him plenty of good. When the dancing started, my sister Rachel was, as usual, monopolized by Trevor Flint, her husband's boss at Hyde International, who was as smooth in the foxtrot as he was in the boardroom. David could afford to be tolerant. The last dance was always going to be his.
Well, I've enjoyed myself very much, I must say, as I'm sure you have.
At the presidential table, the High Commissioner-designate, Sir Stafford Canning, tried to take as read what other Africa watchers doubted: the reliable unity of the new republic.
There's only one star in the African firmament.
The president, Wesley Adoon, was not exactly noted as a team man, least of all by his old rival in the north, Big Johnny Kwashi.
Our business, David, as if this were an egg I had to teach you to suck.
From Trevor Flint's point of view, the goodwill of all parties had to be secured, and so he was proposing a little excursion to Port Victoria, the northern capital, as soon as the highway was mended.
Happens to be shelling out the cowries.
And who better to play the diplomatic part on behalf of Hyde International's engineering interests than David?
Darling?
I think I should stay with Billy-O.
He'll be fine with the Sextons. You're bloody well coming with me this time, and no maybes.
I'm still a mother as well as a wife.
Or would you rather I got Maggie to come?
Well, it's more than her husband can manage, it seems.
Did you enjoy yourself, Stafford?
A very happy occasion, Mr. President.
Yes? The monkeys taking over the zoo?
In Darwinian terms, sir, you might say that one set of monkeys is replacing another. Not that I should put it that way myself.
I feel like one last dance. How about it, Julius? Oh, how we danced on the night we were
wed. We vowed our true love, though a word wasn't said. La dum da da dee, da da dum da da dee, except what da da dee, da da dee.
Out of imperialist hands. The future is ours, rich and glorious. It is for each one of us, my brothers and sisters, to see its dawn and enjoy its long, bright noon.
Did Henry James say, "Oh, for them"? 35214.
The wings of a dove.
Yes, of course. Why?
Well, because.
Season started early, it seems.
Should he be that far out?
Who?
Look.
They always seem to want to swim on this part of the beach for some reason. How do you get out there?
Well, more important, how's he going to get back?
Oh, it's not our problem, David. Let them do the needful.
Oh, come on, sir. A little rescue practice won't do anyone any harm.
I never was too keen on the Boy Scouts myself.
Come on!
Let's have you. Come on, old son. Take over here, sir, will you? Oh, bugger, Frank! Come here!
You're waiting for me to thank you for saving my life.
Not a bit.
Or a bit, surely.
What did you seriously think you were doing out there?
I was thinking of swimming to America.
That's 5,000 miles away.
Ursula?
I had all day.
Ursula?
Yeah. Hyde employs a good number of people out here. Black and white. Some of the things we do can get quite hairy. What do you think of it here yourself? Are you working here?
In a hospital which hasn't been built yet. For people who don't have damn good jobs with Hyde International. Not black and white. Black.
I hope you're both up to a huge meal. Ursie's managed to leave the fridge door open again. We've got a lot of frozen fodder to get through.
Damn natives.
Oh, at least we've had no serious bloodshed. As compared to Algeria. Isn't that to our credit?
It's to your advantage. This is very good rice pudding. You taught her how to do it, I assume.
You saw what happened in Algeria. You can't want anything like that to have happened here.
You should leave West Africa, Mrs. Lucas. Better still, you should be made to leave it. Not you personally, of course.
Yes, I did teach her. I taught her just about everything. And she still doesn't know very much.
Shall we talk about the weather?
Is that the only alternative to agreeing with everything you say?
No. I don't think you could possibly agree with me, or I with you, if we said yes, 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 all day and all night. You will have bloodshed, or rather they will. You'll regret it, but you won't be surprised. True revolutions are founded in blood, like true marriages. You must know that. You can close refrigerator doors. This is even simpler.
What exactly did you do in Algeria, Dr. Leblanc?
I told you. I was Dr. Leblanc.
That made you change sides?
I didn't change sides. I didn't think I had a side. I thought a man in a white coat also had a white skin. Common delusion among darkies who want to better themselves. I shot a French officer who was lying helpless in bed. I was the only person who could do it. I thought it would be impossible, but it wasn't. It was easy. He was a man who tortured people. A very conscientious man. It took a lot out of him.
You never had a wife? Or children?
Nothing. I have nothing and no one.
From choice?
From choice and from necessity. That was also very good wine.
And very bad water. You should take it easy.
I think perhaps I should go.
I'm certain you should stay. Ursula's prepared the spare room. You wouldn't want to upset her, would you? You weren't just out for a swim this afternoon, were you, Dr. Leblanc?
How can one say?
By telling the truth?
I'll be all right now.
You wanted to drown yourself?
Did I?
Because of what you did?
Doing the right thing is sometimes more than one can endure.
And being angry is often a way of being sorry for oneself. Don't you think so?
You don't belong here, Mrs. Lucas.
Do you? You're not exactly a native, are you? I'm sorry if David did the wrong thing.
You can get away from Africa. And you should.
Good night.
I've cut the crust off this time, sir.
That's the spirit, I see.
Dr. Leblanc? Dr. Leblanc?
What a good fellow you are, Mustafa. You don't approve of alcohol, but you always know where to find it and when to bring it. That's loyalty incarnate. Wouldn't you say so, High Commissioner? Thank you, Mustafa. Hyde International sent some people to work on the airstrip at Porto Vec. Why was that?
Presumably.
I'll tell you why. To facilitate the landing of larger aircraft in Quashiland, to fly in munitions for his militia, to put me on the pressure, Stafford. You want to renegotiate the terms of our next tranche of cash.
I can deny that categorically.
Washi wouldn't come to the phone. They say he's gone to his family village. Do I believe him? What do I believe? What the hell's going on, Stafford? Anything?
Are you the doctor, sir, by
No,
any
I'm
chance?
afraid not.
I have 2 wounded men out there.
Better go down, Riggs.
David!
Go back to
to the room, lock the door, see if you have any luck getting through to Flint's.
David!
Thank you, sir. What can I do for you, sir?
You can get me a phone that works. That's what you can do for me. Must be a wrong number. Speaking. It's very kind of you, sir. Well, in the prevailing climate, we wouldn't say no. Thank you. We'll be waiting. Miracle. Big Johnny Quashie's sending a motorcade for us.
And Wesley, of course you know this, David, is drunk with vanity just now, thanks partly to the British government. But it's a delicate situation. And I can't say that I really think that is under anyone's complete control today. But you haven't come up here to talk about politics. I know that. I'm sorry. Would you excuse me a moment? Hello.
Nothing I said, I hope.
Anything will happen.
What a nice surprise. Mrs. Lucas. Not to mention Mr. Lucas. Well, well, we seem to be having a bit of static.
What's the latest state of the parties exactly?
You know the old line, I am their leader, I must follow them. Well, Johnny is getting a dose of same. His chaps are all for closing the front here and declaring a separate state. Before Wesley and the Republic so much as get their stamps into the post offices. I can't say that I blame them, do you?
Blaming people's the least of my concerns, Colonel.
My friends call me Poker.
I know.
I had a word with Trevor Flint earlier in the proceedings.
We couldn't get through.
I pulled some military plonkers and managed to raise him. He wants you to up stumps and get back to Fort St. G, Plan B. It's a bit of a pardon my French nuisance for you, I'm afraid, but that's Africa, land of contrast. If Johnny decides to go for broke, it's best for Hyde International if we're not in his company, does it? We might just find ourselves in the chutney.
We?
I'm sorry?
In what sense are you involved with Hyde?
Do you like Wordsworth at all?
Who's Wordsworth?
I wandered, lonely as a cloud.
Oh, Wordsworth.
Well, I'm a cloud with a silver lining, Lucas.
Are you? I didn't know that.
A sort of wandering ambassador. No official status, you understand, but your chairman was very good to me, and in return I report back as and when. I think our best shot will be to doss down here to the early hours and then take your bus and hit the road. Wesley's apparently closed the airport, you see, otherwise I'd buzz you down in a Piper. I trust you've got room for one more inside.
Smiling through, folks.
Morning. Morning.
What's the problem?
No problem. Open the boot, please. Zuri, naenda wapi? Nini?
Anyone else what's going on? Could we at least give that chap a drink of water, do you suppose?
He's not thirsty, sir.
Poor bastard. What do you suppose they're going
Drive on, Lucas, is my version of events.
Well, there must be something
We're not in charge here.
No harm in a bit of fun.
May I have a piece of cake? May I have a piece of cake? May I have a piece?
David!
Foot down, Corporal. What the hell is it thinking?
You filthy, dirty bastard! You filthy, bloody bastard!
Please, get in the car.
You pretended to help us. You wanted us to help you.
Think of your boy.
My car, I'll drive.
Mrs. Lucas!
Stupid bloody woman just drove off.
There's nothing she can do here.
I needed transport. You haven't even got a bloody phone that works. I can't believe it.
The legacy of empire.
Look, there's half a motorcycle in the yard. Where's the other half?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Lucas. I understand you and your husband had a meeting with Prime Minister Kwashi in Port Tofik. You didn't see Colonel Ramsden by any chance?
He came in. Briefly.
I'm surprised your husband let you come back on your own.
May I go now, Colonel?
You like making people sweat, Leblanc.
Some people.
I've been waiting for 3 bloody hours.
She wished it was you.
What? Oh, who'd been killed. It's understandable, but it wasn't.
I wish the same.
Who conceivably cares? Look, I need a lift, Leblanc. Urgently, rather. I could do your little operation here a certain amount of good if that interests you. Likewise bad if it doesn't. 200 quid for a ride to the state border. What do you say?
Which particular band of brigands are you backing, Colonel?
No particular brand. If you think you said goodbye to the white man after last week's little festivities, you're wrong. The fortune hunters are licking their bloody lips, waiting to make more spondulics than the Jew boys ever dreamed of. And this time we won't be teaching the piccaninnies to cover their tits when they're talking to the bishop. 300 quid for a ride to the border, all right?
500.
Well, let's get on with it.
I trust we have yet to see your best work, was Dad's contribution, but the premiere was, notwithstanding, a success. Annie and Daniel and I are off to Greece now before the summer reaches its hot apex. Why don't you and David and Billy do that which you have never done before and join us?
the hell were you, Poker? We're on the bloody start line here.
Unavoidable snafu, Julius. My driver might be worth entertaining, by the way.
Does it matter?
Belt and braces is always best. But nothing's going to fall down. He can't tell Wesley anything he doesn't think he knows already, can he? Perhaps you should try and arrange some unfortunate accident. All the same.
What? Yes.
Well, the cards are cut. Whose deal?
Deathly hush in the close tonight, Stafford. Do you feel a pricking in your thumbs?
What are you people up to, Trevor? Why did you send young Lucas up to see Johnny
Do I
Q?
really have to read you selected sermons from the training manual, Stafford? We both know the bloody thing backwards.
Are you funding Quashie to make a breakaway?
My wallet, Stafford. I think you'll find my full week's wages in it. Don't be a buffoon.
Look here.
I'm looking.
HMG.
Oh, you stand-up comedians. You do learn to keep a straight face, don't you, HMG? HMG are the kind of rats that swim towards sinking ships and then try to climb aboard after torpedoing them and then talk about ruling the bloody waves. You've checked out. You've thrown in your hand whatever image you want to use. It's all over. And now you think you can go on as before.
Wind, Trevor.
Well, if you don't like the smell, old chum, you get out of the ventilator shaft. The wind of change is not going to nip exclusively of roses. That I can promise you.
I expected better of you.
Oh, come on, Stafford. It's called contingency planning. It's what you people used to do before you took up wanking 100% of the time. I have to keep my options open.
Do you want the UN in here, Trevor?
Oh, use your veto, would you, please, Stafford? Then you can pop off home and shove your cocked hat up the orifice that nature intended it for. I imagine it's as much fun as you can expect to get after office hours.
In other words, do I take it that the chairman of Hyde International is no longer interested in a peerage? Good night, Trevor.
Mrs. Lucas? Mrs. Lucas, it's me, Jérôme Leblanc. Is anyone here?
No, no one's here.
I didn't know where else to go. They're after me.
They?
There's some sort of plot going on.
Oh, good.
You shouldn't have driven off like that.
Might I have got into serious trouble?
Have you told anyone? Your son?
No, no one knows. Tiddly-pom.
Do you have any tea?
Of course.
I'll go and make some tea.
You're a ghost, aren't you? Just like I am. I see through you. You see through me.
Come with me, please.
I can't tell them because if I tell them, it makes it true. You won't tell anyone, will you?
We're going to find out, Mrs. Lucas.
You sound like the laundryman, Mrs. Lucas. Call me Rachel.
You must get out of here. Out of West Africa.
I'm out of here. I'm dead, Dr. Leblanc. They can do whatever they like.
No, you're not.
Just like you.
I have something I can do, I do it.
I so wanted something to happen to me on the road. I don't want to go back to England. I don't want to see anyone I know, not anyone. Not even Billy. I may take William to Israel.
Why?
From the day I married David, I never thought about being Jewish. It meant nothing to me or to him. Or did it? I don't know what men think, if they do. I was his. He was mine. We were us. What do you think? I'll make Billy into a proper little Jew with a gun in his hand. Why not? When I was 20 years old, I took a suitcase full of money to Rome and I handed it over to some people who were probably mafia to get some Jews through the British lines and out to Palestine. Displaced persons. Nice, that. Perhaps I'm the one who should have been shot today. Well, are you going to try and stop me?
I don't think this is the time.
Oh, what time shall we have? What time would you like it to be? 5:15? 8:10? 6:15? I don't want the day to come.
It never comes because it's wanted.
I didn't like it when you first came to the house. You were a criticism. The way you talked.
He was a good man. I liked him.
You mocked him. Not what you said, what you were.
Couples should never trust single men.
And yet I was sorry in the morning when you weren't there. And now you're alive. And he's dead. I don't want the day to come. I don't ever want it to
Off the record, Stafford. For heaven's sake.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, Mr. President. That is the record. I won the flip side, Stafford. I won the lowdown. I always thought we were friends, you and I.
You and I, sir, if I may say so, are the icing on a cake we had very little hand in cooking.
I made this country what it is today. It was my recipe. Why are you trying to destroy me?
To be unwisely candid, I'm afraid it's a case of any port in a storm. There's nothing we should like better than to see you mastering the waves, but it's more than we can do for ourselves just now.
You complacent bastard, Stafford. You turn impotence into a form of superiority. I trusted the British, and now look what they're doing to me.
You did call us blood-sucking imperialists.
That was politics, Stafford.
That's the business we're all in, I'm afraid, Wesley.
Rachel,
Yes?
I'm most terribly sorry. I've just heard the news.
And what is it?
May I come in?
David's not here.
Look, I know what's happened.
Tell me.
And I'm absolutely appalled and horrified.
So I can see.
I want you and Billy on a plane to London. You've suffered enough. This is no place to be. Things may get worse.
What if I won't go?
I could contact your family.
I don't want to see my family.
Do you want someone to fly out? Your brother?
No. I want to go to bed with Dr. Leblanc.
What?
Jesus Christ.
You go to bed with Maggie Sexton, don't you? If you tell anyone he's here, Trev, I'll kill you.
I've always had the highest regard for you, Rachel, the very highest.
Yes, I know. I know. I'm so sorry. You prefer women for whom you can have the lowest regard, don't you?
How long have you been here?
A while.
I want him to come to London with me.
Dr. Leblanc doesn't want to do that, do you, sir?
All right. All right, I'm sweating like a pig. I wish I was anywhere else in the world, but I'm not. Now, for heaven's sake, let's think about other people.
Who?
Billy.
Oh, aren't you lucky to have Billy to be so concerned about? Because a woman is above all a mother, isn't she? Is she? What are you above all, Flinters?
A hard-pressed businessman with too many pots on the stove.
And this is an awkward moment to be dealing with a crazy woman who spends the night of her bereavement with a
Think
fucking
about David,
caviar.
if you can't think of anyone else.
What did you say?
David. He still has certain rights, not least the right to be respected, the right to be honored by those he leaves behind. And Billy,
Billy has the right to a mother who conducts herself with decency and dignity. You can't seriously expect me to send him back to London alone.
He can come with us.
Dr. Leblanc.
Don't worry, Mr. Flint. I won't go to London.
You heard what the man said. He has no intention of going to London.
Now get out of this house, please.
I want you to get dressed and come out to the car.
Outside! Who the hell are you to give me orders?
I'll bring her out to you.
I want to stay with you.
I want you to, but you can't.
But you're the only person.
That is not true, and you know it.
But what did last night mean?
Nothing. Nothing means anything. Now, you wanted an enemy you could see and feel. You can't stay with me, and you know you can't. Now, don't ask me to explain things to you that you know for yourself.
Oh, I envy you. I envy you because you don't feel anything anymore, do you? You didn't feel anything last night. Not even triumphant. You might have done that much for me.
We'd better get some of your things. He's right.
Why did you come to this house last night? Answer me. The world is nothing but a fraud and a fake, from top to bottom. Everything we say and everything we feel. Goodbye, Dr. Leblanc.
Leblanc. They're changing the guard at Wesley's Palace. North is probably your best bet.